Hi everyone. I'm here today to talk about everybody's favorite trigonometry concept, SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is seen on both the SAT and the ACT, and we've seen it on easy questions, medium questions, and difficult questions. But it all resides on a student's ability to not make a careless mistake along the way, and that's the purpose of today's lesson. And so before we go into a real practice question from the ACT book, we're actually going to start with just the overview of SOHCAHTOA. And so as we can see, we first start by always writing out the acronym. That's what I have all of my students do. I always tell them it's a name. It's the name of one of their classmates. And they need to write that student's name down all the way so that they can see all 9 letters. And what everything stands for in here is listed below. And so we have sine represents the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Cosine represents the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and tangent represents the opposite side over the adjacent side. And this is, of course, for right triangles. And so what I'm going to do here is just kind of put this reference angle down here so that we can see how to properly label our sides. And so if we use this as our reference angle, the side opposite it, we are going to label with an O. And the side adjacent to it, we're going to label with an A. And the hypotenuse, we're going to label with an H. And so it's really important that we start by doing that to identify our sides so that we don't make any careless errors. And now we're going to go and take a look at a real test question. And this question comes from test 3 in the red ACT book that's made by the makers of the test. And here we have on question 37, we have this hot air balloon, and it says that there is a line coming from the bottom of the hot air balloon to the ground that is 144 feet long, and that a 72-degree angle is created from the ground and the rope. And what the question's asking for is, which of the following expressions gives the distance in feet from the center of the bottom of the basket to the ground? So basically, they are looking for this side right here. So we're going to label that side X. And now we're going to create an equation to solve for X. And once again, the most important thing that we can do is actually write out the name SOHCAHTOA. And this way we know what we're dealing with. So here, let's label what we have. It looks like here we have the opposite side, and we are given the hypotenuse. And which side, which trigonometry identity will use opposite and hypotenuse? And that is sine. As you can see right here, sine. The sine identity uses opposite and hypotenuse, so that's how we're going to set up our equation. So basically, it boils down to sine of 72 degrees is going to equal X over 144, as we can see right here. So now it turns into a simple algebraic equation that we just have to solve for. So as many of you know, in order to get rid of the denominator of a fraction, we need to multiply by that number. So we're going to cancel out the 144, and whatever we do to one side in an algebraic equation, we have to do to the other. So we're going to multiply by 144 to the sine 72. And look what we have now. We've actually just solved for X. We have X equals 144 times sine of 72 degrees right here. And that correlates perfectly to answer choice E, which is going to be our final answer. And as you can see here, they have lots of trap answers waiting there for you in case you've mislabeled your sides or in case you're rushing through the problem. So I think this tutorial explains exactly why it's important to make sure you label your sides so that you don't make any careless mistakes on your SAT or your ACT.